But no, I gotta run a retraction.
What the living hell was that?
In the 1990s, we saw the rise of an art form that took the animation industry by storm. Toy Story was groundbreaking, and other shows and movies began to take advantage of this new visual medium. It was a way for artists to express themselves, to tread new territory, and unleash their creative talent. So this is Gaither's Pond, a Christian animated cartoon series that features some of the ugliest character designs I have ever seen. Like, seriously, some of these fish have noses, ears, and I have no idea what that is. All I know is that it comes from Uncanny Valley hell. Alright, let's go over my 5 points. Animation. It has terrible textures, awful character designs, an ugly setting, and super exaggerated movement.
But you said in your newsletter, I know what I said, but I'm taking it all back.
Story. The stories are par for the course, considering it's a kid's show. My biggest complaint, though, is the pacing. Random songs just start and have no context to the story, and they seem to go on forever. Dialogue. It's alright, but I noticed that there's inside jokes that have to do with the actor who is portraying that particular character. And if you don't know who that actor is, then you're not going to get the joke.
I just think there's a time and a place for everything.
Well, I notice you never laugh.
Well, it hasn't been my time yet.
Right.
Editing. You know, for a bunch of musicians making a cartoon, there sure is a lot of mic clipping. Also, the camera angle suffers the same problem as Stravinsky, where it just goes all over the place. And finally, voice acting. Outside of the weird animation, this is the most interesting aspect of the show. Every single character is based on the actor who's portraying them. That also goes for the name and design of the character. And honestly, it just looks ugly.
Grab a pair of mud boots and a fishing pole or two. The fishing crawdads come alive when you've a mind to take the time.
Alright, so who are the Gaithers? It's a family of Southern gospel singers who made a name for themselves with their music, but eventually tried other business ventures. This includes concert booking, starting a record company, retail stores, telemarketing, copyright management, and eventually animation. I can only imagine that the success of VeggieTales in the early 90s inspired these folks to try their own hand at Christian CGI animation. You know, that lucrative market.
Come on, you trust me, don't you?
I guess.
You trust the guy who sent me, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's all you need.
So where did this show come from specifically? Well, the main guy in the Gaither family is a fella named Bill. He has a son named Benji who was in charge of this project. His son started a studio alongside a dude named Scott Harper. This studio is called Live Bait Productions, and let me tell you, they have one of the coolest websites I have ever seen. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Alright, so what else have these guys worked on? Well, we got Wobots, some stop motion show called Little Gaither, Jonah and the Whale, and then this wonderful animated movie called Dorbies.
Who's the strongest Dorby in the world who's loved by every boy and girl and yak? It's Mr. Paul. And Jorgen, who makes his living fighting crime and carries bags of flapjacks on his back. It's Mr. Paul. And Jorgen.
This almost doesn't feel real. I mean, it was made back in 1998, but it feels like a post from today. Look, they're even T-posing, and this was 20 years ago. As far as I know, that's all they've ever made. I went to IMDb to double check this, and I discovered that if you search for Gaither's Pond, there are these random images in the photo album. We got Coach Guy, Skinny Boy bathroom selfie, a Microsoft Paint drawing of a guy wearing a black Black Sabbath shirt. And this! Why is this here? Did somebody hack the profile? I actually called the number on the website to see what the deal was with this corpse of a website, and if the studio is still alive. The folks actually answered, told me they had no idea, and then promptly hung up on me. So yeah, these guys really aren't giving me much to work with. Except this. I always try to give the benefit of the doubt if the situation allows it. I mean, maybe they actually wanted to make something unique. But judging by their lack of content, I can't help but think that these people were just trying to cash in on CGI's popularity. These same people made a pseudo Sesame Street show, but instead about God. Here's a few clips from it.
God's soup was made of Gopher bark. God's soup for 40 days never part. And as it floated on, the animals would play.
Keep it down! Hold your horses, we're almost at the zoo. Quiet! I know all your parents, I'm gonna tell them. Hush! Little ankle biters. Homecoming ankle biters. I tell you, homecoming ankle biters. I'm coming, I bet we're going to the zoo.
So yeah, more than likely, these people weren't trying to make art, and instead were trying to make some money off of Christian families. I mean, heck, they even joke about this in their own cartoon.
We still family.
I'm glad you're happy here, Jesse. What about video?
Again, this stuff came out in the late 1990s, but look at Reboot. That came out in '94, and it looked superior to this stuff. What's with Christians and god-awful animation? I was raised Christian, so I can say that.
A bunny can call another bunny cute, but when other animals do it, it's a little...
Alright, so according to Wikipedia, there are 6 episodes of Gaither's Pond, but technically, I think only 4 episodes actually exist. These other ones might be a mistake, considering that Go West is for another show they worked on. Thank God we don't have to suffer that 4th episode. So the first one here we have is called Fishtails. We start off with a bit of epilepsy to liven things up. And off the bat, it just looks terrible.
This is gonna be my best newsletter ever!
You can see how exaggerated their movement is with their faces. And I mean, really exaggerated.
Have you ever heard of creative license?
Have you ever heard of an angry mob?
We then get an intro that shows clips from the show and the people who voice the characters. How the characters are modeled and named after the VAs.
So hunker down and hang on to your seat, 'cause we'll fly high to the southern gospel beat.
Look at those super uncanny valley faces.
He is not a god!
So Carp has a newsletter that's always getting him into trouble because he makes things up.
Carp, darling, have you been writing about me in your newsletter again?
Well, Miss Vestal, I may have mentioned your name. Just a footnote, really. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I've been getting some calls.
Calls?
From all the major shows. Larry Kingfish Live, Underwater Oprah, Good Morning Pond Dwellers.
Oh my god, these puns. So he says that the goose is running for pond president, and that the fly was getting drafted into the NBA. And for some reason, a Dennis Rodman-looking frog shows up and starts to freak out.
And Dennis Rodfrog keeps challenging me to a hoot contest.
You think you're hot? You think you're bad? I ain't afraid of no insect. I'll take you on. I'm a rebound king of the world. I'm a rebound king of the world. I'll take you on.
I don't think I'm imagining it, Carl.
King BB. I want BB. I want repeat. I want 3P.
Ooh, check out those pierced frog nipples. You know, for kids.
See your reflection in that glass down there.
Aw, you handsome fish, you. I hope you never die.
What?
Carp, it's wrong to gossip, to spread things about people that aren't true. Why, do you know that the Bible says that gossip is just as wrong as all those other sins?
Oh yeah, this is about God as well.
But I do like to have fun.
And there's a song. Actually, there's a lot of songs, which, you know, makes sense considering that the folks who are voicing the characters are from the Christian music industry.
I could get used to this being happy. I could get used to a bright slightly, I could get used to living this way.
Now, again, the music isn't bad, but man, this animation. They should have just stuck to music.
Vestal Gooseman's just who we need to lead this pond for the new millennium.
She's got my vote.
Big Bass has been in charge here long enough.
I just can't get over their fish nostrils. It looks so weird.
What's wrong with your face?
So everybody's believing the made-up news, and they're taking it to heart.
We know what Carp's newsletter said, but we're telling you it's not true.
Big Bass Bill is our president, and he's going to stay our president. He's doing a terrific job.
God, these character designs. A big neck goose. A big face ladybug.
Ladybug. Big Bass is our leader, and if you ask me, things are just fine the way they are.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my God, that fade out.
Okay, let's go.
Again, these songs have nothing to do with the context of the movie at all. They're just random songs that probably already existed, and then they animated it with characters.
Well, I wouldn't take nothing from a journey now. Gotta make it to heaven somehow. So the devil tempt me and to try to turn me around.
The camera angles are really random and are always moving.
I've never ran a retraction in my life. This is gonna cost me some subscribers for sure.
Oh, I can relate. I feel the same way whenever I upload a stupid video.
But no, I gotta run a retraction. I've gotta stick with the facts.
Again, their faces are ridiculous. They take up the whole screen sometimes. So the story goes on, and we see other characters who are harmed by Carp's made-up news articles. We then get a song from this frog in boots singing about the rumor mill. But hey, at least this song actually applies to the plot.
It's called the rumor mill. The rumor mill.
These guys went nuts using Comic Sans.
But how can Vestal run for pond president? Your term's not up for another, your term's never up, is it, Big Bass?
Oh, so he's a dictator. Gosh, this frog has so many teeth.
Just what I read on Carp Lowry's webpage.
We then see all of Carp's lies finally hit ahead, and he admits to all of his bullcrap.
Stop! Big Bass Bill is right. Vestal isn't running for pond president. Now give her some space.
But you said in your newsletter...
I know what I said, but I'm taking it all back. Vestal isn't running for president, and Gloria Gladiola didn't get $1 million book deal.
She didn't?
Jesus Christ! Give me liberty or give me land.
Death.
Land, death, it's the same thing to a fish.
Yeah. Politics can be cruel, can't they?
You can say that again.
Politics can be cruel, can't they?
I didn't even edit that. They use the exact same voice line. I didn't even edit that. They use the exact same voice line. And another unrelated song to the plot. This time, we get a creepy-ass turtle who almost looks human.
It's a highway to
This song goes on forever, and it's super repetitive.
It's a highway.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care! I'll just be content to have my little newsletter for my remackerels and leave the politics to the professionals. I wanna be president.
Wait, what's going on here?
And you know, Bill, I've written a campaign song for my candidacy.
So that's what the voice actor looks like, huh? A quick question. Why are they putting politics and this shtick into a kid's cartoon?
God help the USA.
Scary, isn't it?
Oh, more than you know. Also, they have animated bloopers for each episode in the credits. Kind of reminds me of Pixar, but a million times worse.
Well, Hanky's be minding the toy.
again.
Next, we have the Great Divide. So we start off with these terrifying beavers talking about how they want to take over Gaither's pond.
Yeah, I haven't worked in months. Why she make these silly rules anyway? This stinks.
We then hear how the locals want to keep the beavers away.
Everyone's happy here at Gaither's pond.
Everybody except, well, you know.
Yeah, those beavers are nothing but trouble.
Yeah, trouble with a capital T.
And that rhymes with P.
Yeah, and P stands for
Pussy.
I couldn't have said it better myself, but I'll try.
And a song already. We then learn how some of the locals aren't happy with how loud their neighbors are.
Look at them. Just look at them. Making waves. All they ever do is make waves. Can't they just keep still?
Yeah, and it's upsetting Russ Blowtaff.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring.
Oh, I'm sure this is someone's fetish. So the fish decide to have some kind of cult-like meeting.
The first meeting of the Pond Preservation Society will come to order. Will come to order.
Some people say that this is the last image you will see before you die.
Well, I find you wave makers refreshing.
Refreshing? I find you disturbing.
Wow, I feel the same way about this cartoon series. So the beavers try to lure carp into their plans so they can take over the pond and build a dam. And how do they convince him, you ask?
How would you like to have an all-you-can-eat worm buffet every day for the rest of your life? And I'm not talking about those scrawny, dried up, half-eaten worms you find in an old apple. I'm talking red wigglers.
a dam.
You gotta love how he says damn. Just imagine him seeing a hot chick walk by.
Damn.
Carp, my fine guild friend, you got problems right here in Gaither City.
Wow, that was a reference to the Music Man.
Trouble! Oh, we got trouble right here in River City.
So Mr. Beaver talks about some stuff, but all that stands out to me is hearing the mob say problems, problems, problems over and over again, and then they just stop. Also, the way they say problems sounds like a log being sawed in half.
Have they been playing games like Marco Polo? Have words started creeping into their vocabulary? Words like hanging tin, surf's up, and making waves. You've got problems, so what are you gonna do?
Boy. Build a dam. Good. Is that all?
If she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood.
So the beavers build the dam, and the locals from the pond are cool with it. Then this random narrator comes in and tells us how more and more dams were built and how the pond folks were growing more restless and sad.
And so the Pond Preservation Society stayed on their side of the dam, and the wave makers stayed on their side. Of course, it wasn't long before other dams began springing up.
We also discover that carp has gotten really fat.
I haven't been able to make it to the top of the pond for weeks. What have I done?
So carp tried to make things right, and does so by running his massive body into the dam.
You did it, Carp. You did it.
I guess we end with this fever dream song. Again, what's with all the political jokes?
We're going to a place where they're not afraid of a little division.
Where's that, boss?
Washington, D.C.
Ah.
Maybe we should put up an even bigger sign.
Got it right here.
Hold on, some of those letters were backwards. How do you screw that up?
Never say cook to a fish.
And finally, we have the legend at Gaither's Pond. So it starts off all scary, and you gotta love seeing gospel in a spooky font. So the animation is different in this one. It looks more shiny, the backgrounds look a lot better, and the animation isn't as exaggerated. This one starts off with some monster terrorizing the pond, but people aren't sure if it's actually real or not.
Calm down.
No, you need to call a pond meeting. There was another sighting of the beast last night.
The what?
It almost ate Ernie Frogboy. Come on!
Big news, Bill. There's a sea monster on the loose.
Again, the animation looks better, but that's like saying you got a D- instead of getting an F+.
Sorry I'm late. I miss anything?
Big monster.
Unstoppable, certain doom.
Okay.
Okay, that was kind of funny. Oop, turns out the beavers are back, and they're trying to take over the pond once again.
Maybe we should buy some of that stuff.
Well, just to be safe. Or you could just find another pond and we'll take this whole monster-infested place off your hands.
So this dragonfly decides to go after the monster. Why? Because God is on her side, and we get a song about that.
God is bigger than anything out there, and he's on my side.
God is bigger than the boogeyman.
Oh, wait, wrong song.
I'm not afraid of the great unknown.
By the way, we have never seen this character before, but she's our main character, I think? I don't know.
Besides, the unknown variables of the beast makes any excursion quite unstable for safe navigation.
This fish with ears really freaks me out.
Shame on all of you.
Oh, hey, Gloria. Didn't see you there.
Again, you can tell that they improved in this episode. The flower has actual flower petals and not, flesh? I don't know what it was before, but it looks a lot better now.
And this is how I flex for the chicks.
So a raid party is formed, and they go after the monster.
I'm gonna fight back with my most repulsive cologne. Mountain skunk. Nobody eats stinky fish.
At least now I know you're using my Christmas present.
The raid party finds the monster, but runs away into some cave and gets trapped in it.
We're in here, and the beast is definitely out there.
That's not the only way in.
They're coming.
I love that they're burning candles, like they're already dead or something.
I just know the Lord will take care of those brave little soldiers.
They talk a lot about God and Jesus, so that begs the question, is their version of Jesus some kind of fish or a frog? So the monster corners the party in the cave, and they discover that the monster is actually fake and is being operated by a bunch of salamanders. They ask why the salamander built the monster, and we get this song in reply.
I couldn't sing or swim fast. It always seemed to me like small guys finish last.
What's with his audio? His pitch sounds off.
When a little guy hits the big time, he's like David, Daniel, Moses, and me.
I just want to say that the salamander's model looks so much better than everybody else.
We need you.
All right. I just hope you like secret tunnels.
Secret tunnel.
So they come back to the pond, and the beavers built a waterfall? How would you do that with a pond? That doesn't really work. Or if it does, the pond's gonna be emptied pretty quickly.
See you later, alligators. You turned down Machine Tooth Kelly for the last time. Let's see how long you can swim upstream. Yeah.
So if you listen closely, there's a quiet singing in the music.
Hey, dude, surf's up. Come on, here we go. Just go with the flow here. Just give it up.
It sounds like they're saying, crazy dude. But at first, I thought they were saying, penis, penis. Like, I don't know how I heard that, but I will, God damn it, I will hold my ground. They're saying penis, penis. It's a fact.
Hey, dude.
Whoa, hey, what's that? Huh? The bees? Try a bunch of little bees.
So they scare off the beavers, and they invite the salamander to live with them, as long as he accepts Fish Jesus into his heart. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's Turtle Jesus.
We all celebrated Gaither's bond. It's one for all and all for one. Goodbye. All for one.
Well, that's the episode, and wait, nope, they're still singing.
What the fuck is that?
Alright, so the episode is actually over, and we get a sneak peek of some other project called Wobots.
A robot?
Wobots.
You mean robots?
I can't say my always.
We're fugitives. Let me ask you a question. I need you to work Christmas.
That's not a question.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna review this during Christmas.
Hurt this boy all you want, but hands off me!
So yeah, this is a bad cartoon show. It looks better than Joshua and the Promised Land, but that's not saying much.
Yes, sir, Moses.
Again, I actually wonder if this was an attempt at art or if they were just trying to cash in. All things considered, I'm 99% sure that it's the latter of the two. To recap, it strikes out hard in the animation category, but the story, editing, and dialogue are meh. Now, the voice acting isn't terrible, but it's definitely weird. Especially how the characters are reflected with their voice actors. I've never seen that before. But hey, it could have been worse. At least we didn't have to watch the fourth film. Seriously, it is the ugliest of the bunch. But thank God I couldn't find it online. Wait, what's this? Oh, well, that's just lovely. Oh my God. Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly thank my top tier sponsors on Patreon. Toongren, Chad Butler, Tyrion, Kerberry, Lex, Chumbawamba, Malcavio, Moondoggy, Illegally Sane, and Julius. Thank you all so much for your support.